Greetings, programs. This is Digital Jedi coming to you uncharacteristically live from Jedi Temple 1. Welcome to another edition of Welcome to another edition of Designing a Jedi. I am your host, Digital Jedi, which is what I said at the beginning, so at least I'm consistent. Thanks for joining us again. As you may know, oh, what's this? There's new features in my chat thingy. Okay. So, if you have been following and did not know this, good God, I can't get my head together today. The hurricane is messing with my head. It's keeping me from focusing and from saying things and from talking properly. If this is your first time here, what we are doing on this live stream is I am designing my YouTube channel art live. You get to watch the entire process. This is what you may have seen if you subscribe to my channel and were notified from the little bell icon. Yeah, I was not happy with this. So I started doing some changes with the color and stuff during the live stream. Let's see if I can open that old colors layer. Where that? We tried doing some stuff like this, but I was not feeling it. We had added some glows, but it just wasn't working out. So instead, I opened up an old Bruce Timm template and used that to kind of design a new costume for my visual representation, my avatar, whatever you want to call it, the representation of me as Digital Jedi. And the process that we're going through here is what we ended up doing was we went with a Jedi warrior, but instead of just a generic Jedi and random colors that I thought maybe looked kind of sort of good together, I created a Jedi that was an actual digital Jedi, one who would exist within the digital realm. So let's pick up where we left off. Let's call this layer pencils. Oh, look at that camel case or erratic case. If you joined us yesterday, you know that I was moving stuff around, drawing stuff here, drawing stuff there. We're in the very unpredictable part of the process here. You know, some of these areas I'm not exactly sure how I want it to look, and so this is all very experimental at this point. You might hear some noise in the background. That's because I'm watching out for the hurricane. It's a little bit far away from me right now. It's not expected to reach me for a little while, but you know, I want to stay on point just in case. It is a category 4. It was a category 5. Now it's category 4, and it appears to be picking up speed again, bringing it close to a category 5 again. So I just got it on the weather just in case, because I'm gonna pack up and head for the hills. So I wouldn't say foreshortening is my strong suit. Never has been. Which is why I really like the character templates, because it's pretty much just front, back, maybe some angles. I can do okay with angles, but true foreshortening has always been a challenge. I usually have to do a lot of referencing, and I may do that here. Just FYI, I'm not going to be on for super long today since we are super behind schedule today. Let me put this somewhere where it's, yeah, it's fine. You can see I made a lot of changes to the face. I'll probably ink it a little more better. Jeez. A little better. Kind of rushed the YouTube art the first time. I started this channel about a year ago, and I wanted to get things up there and going, and oh boy, what am I doing? I'm drawing stuff on the wrong layer. That's what I'm doing. Oh yeah, when you open that up eraser really large and you're working at 300 pixels per inch, expect a delay. Try and keep that eraser brush at a reasonable size. This is not reasonable. This is reasonable. And as I continue to examine this more closely, I can see where I can do foreshortening just a little bit better. Just put a little more thought into it. Really, we should just take this shape and look at it like this. It's a cylindrical shape representative of a lightsaber, so it's coming up like this and curving back a bit. So let's do something like that. It's all a matter of perspective. I don't know if I should shorten the torso at all, but and I'll probably need to do some referencing for this arm because, as I said, foreshortening never been my strong suit, and that's kind of important when you're doing comic book art. It's kind of a thing you should learn. I have to reconsult my Burn Hogarth books. One of the things I wanted to do was I wanted the lightsaber to be visible in the final art. My face needs to be visible, and it makes sense for my hand to be seen, so I can't stretch out too much. And you know, if you start working on a section that just kind of, it's not, you feel like you've spent a little too much time looking on it, move on to something else. What we'll do here is we'll see if we can get that lightsaber angled where I want it. Because we want it within the blue here. At least we want it to be understandable that that is a lightsaber showing in the picture. Probably when I actually draw it, I'll use shapes. I definitely use shapes for the pommel of the blade. Back here we might, I might use shapes back here too, so we get a precision look. Kind of like what they did for Tron Legacy. They that cartoon was CGI, and everything in the background looked CGI, The characters didn't, because it appears they used a they used cell shading for one on the CGI characters, but then they reduced the frame rate so that it looked more like traditional hand-drawn animation. It works. Works especially well for that cartoon. More experimentation is needed on this lightsaber. But yeah, it'll be something like a cross between a light cycle start stick, whatever you call that, staff, and a traditional lightsaber. I know I wanted something sleek, not something that looked too archaic, like most Jedi stuff does. Kind of has a classical look to it. Not exactly steampunk, but I think there's a punk, some sort of punk that you could compare Jedi technology to. It almost is like I'm trying to design a much more modern Jedi. Or rather, what I am doing is I'm doing a Jedi who would exist in the digital realm of Tron Legacy, so we have to go with more sleek lines, but I kept certain things. Like most Tron costumes are pretty slick. They're usually one piece. I went with two pieces here to kind of evoke that sense of Jedi robe, or that sense of when the ancients had no problem when everybody wore dresses. It's a fairly recent stigma. Guess what? I'm on the wrong layer again. Psh. What all did I... Oh. There's time lost. Let's see. I think I can lock pixels on this layer. That locks the movement. That locks the transparent pixels. I forget how that works. Yeah, I can still move it, but I can't draw on it, right? Yeah, I think that's how that works. So I won't make that mistake again. La 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 la. Looks like my live stream with the weather ended. Because the hurricane got it. That's what happens when you insist on reporting right in front of the weather. You ever notice weather reporters are the only ones that want to stand directly in the path of danger to report the weather to you? No other reporter does that. Like when embedded reporters go with troops to like Afghanistan or Iraq or anything like that, they're not like reporting live from in front of a gunfight. They might go with some troops and hang with them for a little while and record some stuff. But they're like hunkered down and they ain't standing like in front of the gunfire going, we just engaged the firefight with ISIS insurgents and we've replaced the bullets these soldiers usually use with Folgers crystals. No, do none of that. As you can see behind me, this is what happens when a dude gets shot in the butt. Nope, just weather reporters. It looks like you should be able to see some of the edge work from up here. It doesn't have to be precise. Yeah, I think we're getting there. Did I mention that I was not going to be streaming for too long today since I'm super, I mean, obviously, now I'm doing, now I started at 4. So I can try to catch up with the other assignments that I have given myself today. Not the least of which is taking care of my child and, feeding myself. I fed her. I should probably feed myself. And all the other stuff. Where's my coffee at? Hold on one sec. My coffee's over there across the room. I'll be right back. You have to get your coffee. Probably done got cold by now. We just gonna let that microwave for a minute because I kind of let it get cold. I drink coffee slow. Some of the stuff I don't need to tighten these too much. I do want to sometimes you lack a little confidence in your line work and you want to look at someone else's line work and reference and see if you can do better. But there's nothing wrong with that. Just try to keep it. Try not to overdo it. Try not to over obsess with your line work. You can get caught in a vicious cycle where you're constantly redrawing the same thing over again and over again. And it's true, if you don't like something, if you really don't like something, just erase it and redraw it. But also consider the fact that, you want to get some product done. You got to live with some stuff. Let's see, those would be in the back of the hand, so you might see a line going up here a bit. Or maybe be more like this. I'm guesstimating. This should be a glow. And this is a glow. Even though you can't see because I'm in the way. This. All this is glows. These are edges. These are edges. Oh, I remember now. What I was thinking of doing was instead of having my hand do a force push, I was going to put a disc in my hand. Now that I'm looking at the artwork, I'm wondering if I even want to do that. Most of it would end up getting cut off unless I shrink this overall piece, and I am. We can test it. Select all 3 layers that I have pencils on. Remember that this gets away from me. And let's reduce the size of the work here. Whoops. Yeah. That might actually work somewhat better. We get more lightsaber, we get more hand. Not all of it's going to be cut off by and we can center it more, and we won't lose it on mobile devices quite so much. Yeah, that actually might work. And even if I go ahead and commit this and I end up not liking it later, I can enlarge it. It might get pixelated a little bit, but I will decide how big it's going to be before I ink it. So let's go ahead and commit that. I just need to actually give myself a leg the rest of the way here. probably the rest of my leg would be concealed. I don't know how. I mean, I'm influenced by Tim, but some stuff is other artists that I start channeling. I'm not exactly sure if the legs that I draw are heavily influenced by Jim Lee or Scott Clark. Anybody remember Scott Clark? I think anyone remembers Scott Clark. Oh, we're stuck. Hold on. Psh, there we go. I liked Scott Clark. He was very Jim Lee-esque. And I don't know. Maybe he was he's probably not real well known. You know what he penciled? He penciled What If Silver Surfer had the Infinity Gauntlet. And he did some work for, what was it? I believe it was Stormwatch in the early days. Yeah, I actually learned a lot from Scott Clark, but I don't think he stayed in the business or he went on to something else. I'm just familiar. I just know that I stopped seeing him after the early days of Image Comics. I distinctly remember him in those early Stormwatch issues, and then I don't remember. I stopped reading Stormwatch for monetary reasons. I ran out of dough to buy comics, to buy a lot of comics. And I just lost track of him. I don't hear his name mentioned anymore, so. But I think I liked Scott Clark because his art was kind of I don't know. I think he was a little bit simpler. He was like he drew like Jim Lee, but his lines were cleaner, and there's a lot less cross hatching. And back in those days, I didn't really realize that cross hatching was not my thing, and that I needed to kind of steer clear of it. I think now I'm just kind of tracing and tightening up line. Cut that out. Yeah, I think now I'm just kind of straightening and tightening up lines. I don't think only thing that I'm unsure of is this arm right here, and I probably need to just check some reference material. I'm gonna do that now. But my mouse without borders doesn't work again. Sorry that I can't show you what I'm doing on my other screen over here. As I've mentioned in many of the live streams, we just lose streaming capability if I did that. This computer just doesn't have the juice. It ain't got the juice. My significant other is coming home. So yeah. Not seeing anything offhand, but oh yeah, there's some stuff. Hello, Mrs. Digital Jedi. That's what happens when you get started late. You catch all the peeps as they get home. It might actually work that way. Yeah, I don't know why I paid so much attention to detail up here, because was never really sure what I was going to do there. And that is a girl cosplaying Supergirl from the animated series. It's easy to get distracted. Let's see, here's a Daredevil piece. I can kind of sort of close to what I'm doing. Kind of. Got a line up here. Yeah, got a line up there. I think we're good up to a point, and then and then I'm just blanking on how I should make it look here. I guess I got two choices. We can go with the rounded ball look, or we can bring the hand closer in. And extend some elbow out this way. But there may not be enough free space to make that elbow visible. So or we could just do that and just conceal it all together. Whoa, don't move your template. People always be slamming doors in my house. People think this is the Jeffersons. Yeah, that might work. My coffee's done microwaving. I'll be right back. Save. That's better. You know, we might almost be to the inking stage here. I don't hate it. I don't hate what I've got here. Got a pointy knee and a squared knee. Is that inconsistent? Might be inconsistent. We could probably make this leg more dynamic. Yeah, I know, I drew on the wrong layer again. Well, let's not erase the leg to do this. Yeah, maybe we'll leave it alone. So the only thing that I'm not sure of is if I'm going to go ahead and make these shoulders square or rounded. Hold on. Been down. Wow. I sneezed my voice right out of my throat. Sorry. Caught me by surprise. Alright, let's just take a look. And just kind of square it off in one fell swoop. Without too many undo states. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Yeah. Just leave it rounded for now. It might work for Batman. It doesn't work for every character. I guess the only things we probably need to. Well, yeah, you need. I feel like I need some somewhere here. You know, I'll reference it when I get to another point. I'll reference it off camera, since people can't see what I'm looking at and I can't include you in the process. I will. Let me go back to my chat window here. There's nobody here. It's a ghost town. I'm live streaming every day and ain't nobody watching my live stream. Well, I think it says there's one person here. That one person just might be me, but you know, positive thoughts. So we've been on 30 minutes now. Yeah, we've been up 30 minutes now. Like I said, I'm gonna try to keep this one short today. I think we got everything we wanted to do as far as pencils go. I just need to figure out what I want to do with this arm over here. The hand I'm fine with. It's my particular style of hands, which look kind of weird, but that's just the way I like to draw them. And yeah, I know I put that on the wrong layer. We will get to. I might just fix this off camera sometime tonight, so that y'all don't have to see me struggle with it. And then either tomorrow, or if I don't get to stream again tomorrow, the next time I stream, I am trying to do these every day. We'll start on the inking, which shouldn't take too long. Alright guys, thanks for joining. This is Digital Jedi, and please subscribe to my channel. Do all the stuff that everybody tells you at the end of every single friggin' one of their videos and live streams. Subscribe to my channel, click the bell icon if you want to be notified of these live streams. Did I leave anything out? Did I really leave anything out? I don't think so. Yeah, and there's funny stuff on my channel. I do reaction videos with Mrs. Digital Jedi, and I also do movie reviews, TV reviews, trailer breakdowns, and I have an assortment of stuff that I have planned. All of this coming very, very soon to Digital Jedi Master. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Thanks to everyone for joining. This is Digital Jedi. And thanks to everyone for, if they didn't join, for watching the recording. You can find past live streams in a playlist on my channel called Designing a Jedi. Once again, thanks to everyone. This is Digital Jedi saying peace out. See you on the grid. How you turn this thing off?